Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're going to have a look at some master teams or master tier teams. That is 5 teams of varying different strengths for this current world arena. Now before we do jump in, what I want to do is show off my hope tree. Now I do have a full video breaking down each of the decisions made for this particular hope tree, but really what you want to focus on for this particular for this particular period where we do get free resets is to jump into season mode and then go ahead and pick up the World Arena Enhance. Now, increase the attack, defense and max HP of all allies by 160%, effective only in World Arena. And then when Foggy rolls around, you apply the Foggy Coliseum Enhance as well, and just switch those two over. Now I've got one free reset currently. We will get another free reset when this does tick over, and also there are various different ways of purchasing the free resets. So one added every 14 days, Clash Tech skill upgrades, and as well they will be available for purchase in the treasure hunt event. I believe you can pick one up for 500 diamonds, and then you can also, if you do want to invest say £5 within the game, you can also pick up 5 additional resets which will help you switch to whatever is required. As you can see, for me, got my tome treasure reinforcements and the World Arena Enhance as well. Now my actual hope tree, it's not as high a level as I would like it to be honest, but it is what it is. We do have I have gone with enhance HP as much as I can, nearly up to 500%, and enhance HP for slot 2 as well. I've gone for the full 5 level 5 in Grace of Hunters, also leveling these up to level 2 because you must in order to get to that level 5. You need this at level 2, you need this at level 2, and to get this up to level 5 you need another you don't need anything else, you just need these at level 2. Same is true for Grace of Shadow. Because there is no 200% accuracy increase, it looks like Grace of Shadow is back on the menu. When, say for example, in these slots we get these up to position 5, we got them up to level 5 for positions 1, 2 and 5, and we have enough to both get the ultimate on this third node here up to level 5, and also the energy up to level 5 as well. Then it might be worth investing in some of these others as well. So the Grace of Claw does I think it's max damage. Let's have a quick check. Max level preview. Grace of Claw, yeah, 300% of the average team's attack, so equal to 50% max HP of all enemies. So you can get a burst of attack or a burst of damage from that particular one. Grace of Gaze, or the Banish effect, can go and do this, but it consumes 200 energy every time you do it, and the same is true of the position 2 for the Blessing. So you do need these up to max, you need these up to level 5 before you do consider taking the Banish skill or the Grace of Claw. Now you might be thinking, how can I get this one to level 5 but also get Grace of Claw? Well, you just change this one out. So you just change out Grace of Shadow and put this Energy on Action up to level 5. Something else which I think might be quite useful is Energy on Action for your minions as well, because there are so many units within the format that allow for these minions to generate energy. It does make sense for you to have an additional bit invested. Any leftovers is what I've been doing, and then what you can do is you can reset these. Say for example, so this one will give 3 and this one will give 1 back as well, so you can get a total of 4. I've got a total of 4 spare at the moment. So say for example, if I wanted to go ahead and level this one up, I would just need 2 more. So as soon as I get 2 more Azure beads, I'll go ahead and reset these, and I'll pop that into the Ultimate Sharp Blade. Now something else to take into consideration, and something that I was very much enjoying last season, is the addition of the Proof of Avengers, Proof of Valianters, Proof of Mystifiers, etc. What this does is it will give you an additional +1 to your synergy. So say for example, if you have 3 Mystifiers, 3 actual Mystifier units on your team, if you have Proof of Mystifiers, it will count as 4, so you'll get an additional perk on top of it. So for example, if we jump into, just very briefly, jump into my heroes, go into Mystifiers, and we will check out Lancelot here, check out the Mistfires. So if you have 3 Mistfires on the team, typically at the start of battle applies 1 stack of corrode on all enemies. Each 1 stack deals X amount. But if you have 4, so if you have 3 Mystifiers and proof of Mystifiers, at the start of battle applies 3 stacks of corrode on all enemies. Each 1 stack deals 12%. All allies restore 15% of their own max HP every round. That's a very powerful effect, especially with the Grace of Hunters from the Hope Tree as well. So that is how you can go ahead and effectively cheat out certain units. So for example, we're looking at Tome Treasures. We go into the next level. I'm not going to do it right now because I've got something good going. But if you jump into next level, you can just add 4 of the units if you do have the proof. You add 4 of the actual synergy units, and then you can add somebody like Dahlia on who's going to buff up, say, a Cleo or an Atrops or something along those lines to power through and get higher damage and get a lower round clear, so you can get closer to that 1 out of 15, whatever it is. But we will jump into World Arena, and as you can see, I am at a humble 66 at the moment. So the more attempts that I do, the better off I'll be. I need, in order to get to the top 10, I do need to get another 7 wins in a row. Now, I'm not going to attempt that just yet. As you can see, challenges left 20 out of 35. Plus, I've still got 44 more attempts as well. So I'll be using some of those throughout the course of the season, just to get up to that supremacy. But for now, I'm just chilling. I mean, we've still got 9 days left of World Arena. There's going to be at least 10 attempts every day. Do make sure that every day you jump in and you buy these 5 attempts as well, because it's just effectively more attempts will get you further within the World Arena. So my current lineup, it might be very difficult for people to copy these particular lineups. So what I will do is I'll move myself over here first, and I will jump in and I'll just show the lineups that I'm running at the moment for myself, and then once we've done that, I'll go ahead and build a couple of I would say more free-to-play friendly teams as well, using only units that are available within the Oracle shop as it stands at the moment. And to be honest, I'm better off over here. I do need to add some of these in, so I will. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my increase attack for Mistfires, which I picked up from the Primeval Realm and the rewards. You do get the shards. You get 90 shards for whatever artifact that you want. I would suggest going ahead and picking up one of these, whichever team is your best team, or whichever 2 teams are your best team. I would go ahead and pick up copies of those before we actually get to that level, or before you clear that level. So we can go ahead and move over. I do have 6, and I think I'll be adding in the Horn for this one, because we want our team to survive for as long as possible. Odin, whenever she gets attacked, she will increase the team's overall attack by 10 million. So we just want to survive those first 3 rounds. In order to do so, we'll pick this artifact up, and then I think for you, we'll go ahead and add in Enhanced Position 5, and then we can go ahead and add in Relic damage for you, and I would really like to add in, really like to add in Excalibur in this position with that particular relic, because it does a lot of work. It does a lot of work, but as it stands for now, I think this is absolutely fine. So first team, we have been going for nearly 10 minutes, so thank you for bearing with me for this extended period of time. First team is just a plain old Mystifiers team. You do have Catherine, Tsukiyomi, Mulan, and Gaia, and in fact I need to switch you around because Gaia hits more targets than Tsukiyomi typically. So we've got Catherine on the back row. For every bit of healing received, Catherine will increase the overall team's attack. You do have Gaia to provide as much damage and increase damage boost and damage resistance every time a corrode stack is applied. You have Mulan to apply corrode and give the rest of the back row burn, which is very, very important in this meta. So I found the more indirect damage that you can provide or that you can push through, and what I mean by indirect damage is reflect damage, corrode damage, burn damage, etc. Hold up. Sorry about that. Just had to have a sip of my coffee. But yeah, indirect damage. It's just as much damage you can do without using your active skills as possible. The reason for that is because every man and his brother is going to be running Grace of Shadow now. Now that it is super relevant, now that that 200% accuracy has vanished from the format, it just means that indirect damage, I believe, is now king. And so the more indirect damage that you can do, the better off you will be, typically I've found anyway. So you do have these relics. You can replace this relic, but I'll do that in a separate one. But you can, I've got the Ra's Bark here. Now it doesn't really do altogether too much. It's just 100 relic energy. So the multiplier of Karmic Fire's max attack increased from 10 to 13. We don't have Magatama on this build, but we do gain a flaming point each time we're hit, and each flaming point increases max HP by 1 as well. So every time we are hit, we increase our max HP by 1, up to 5 flaming points per round. So if you hit 5 times, you get an additional 5% HP. Works out very well because this team is a bit squishy, but it does a lot of damage. So we do focus on Plague Bow. Plague Bow does provide that additional Holy Shield. So after firing an arrow, Plague Bow applies 5 stacks of Holy Shield on 2 allies with the lowest HP. And then Knight's Edge as well for the additional attack increase and increase in leech rate as well, which can be very, very powerful. And that's the team. We've got Tiamat, Tsukiyomi to provide the attack stealing and defense stealing, and to provide a cushion for the rest of the team. Tiamat typically does not go down. She is really strong. She is just a tank, but she doesn't apply corrode by herself. So it is something to keep in mind. Now, moving on to the next team, it is Dooms. We do have Leviathan and Behemoth on the team. What a pair. What a combo these two are. In my opinion, there is really no two better combo units on the team than these two. The reason for that is because Behemoth will perform her ultimate on round 1 before any action is taken, and then Leviathan has 50% chance to allow that to reflect back directly to the attacker. So they'll all be doing basics against Behemoth, and as well they will all be doing they all have 50% chance to reflect those attacks back. We also have Cleopatra on here. The reason that I've included Cleopatra on this particular team over somebody like Orphelia or Halissa is firstly because of the Monarch synergy, secondly because of the Celestial synergy that we've got going on as well, and also to give the attack increase to Arthur. Dahlia is here to increase Arthur's attack and HP, and Arthur is here to do as much damage and be your rock. So Arthur will survive much longer than the rest of the team, because every time a unit takes action, he increases a HP and defense. But not only that, but Dahlia will switch with Arthur as well. Now we do have the double attack, so the Soulbinding Lance. We do have Magatama for that indirect damage, and we also have, in fact, I didn't mean to have indirect damage on here, so we're going to change that. We're going to pop this in here. I think I've already changed it, actually, to be fair, on my attacking team. But we do have, so it's the Stun Hammer and also the healing from the scales, famine scales as well. Healing, there's not really much of it on this team, so the quicker that we can heal, the better. Move on to the next team. We do have Valianters. Yes, I do think Valianters are a very, very viable team now. The reason for that is because of Odin. Now, what Odin does is she stops Holy Shield from being applied. So we just jump into Odin. She does stop that Holy Shield from being applied. It is the first ability. Odin has a 100% chance to prevent enemies from gaining Holy Shield. It just allows for Leandra and Pandora to go nuts. It really does. She is an absolutely fantastic addition to Valianters, and I think one that is much, much required. Pesky Holy Shields always getting in the way, but now with Odin on the team, they cannot be applied. Second, each time Odin is attacked, all allies increase their attack by 10 million with no limit. Effectively, she gets attacked 10 times in the first turn. You've got an additional 100 million attack for all of your team. It is crazy. And then finally, Oath Force as well. So she gains defense and HP by 100%, stacking up to 50 times. for me. She will in PvP and GVG modes. Whenever an ally kills an enemy, she casts this skill again on the enemy with the lowest HP. And each time Odin casts her skill multipliers increase by 50% up to 5 stacks. So you get up to an additional 250% attack. What that means is, if we have a look on here on her ultimate, this goes up to 878, 928, something like that, 928%. So she does a lot of damage the longer the battle goes on, which is why we've got this artifact in here to keep the first 3 rounds. We also have Ra on the team. Ra does allow for Odin to cast her skill on the start of every other round, and as well she protects Odin for as long as possible. We do have Hades for the increase in limits for the Valiant's synergy, so execution limit goes up to 35%, very relevant. And as well we also have Leandra to pair with her. Leandra, because of Odin, has become super effective. I've seen Leandra take out an entire team on turn 1 when she does her ultimate on that first round, followed up by Pandora, who will do 5 ultimates after Leandra has cast her first skill. So before anybody on the team, or anybody on enemy team or this team takes action, you will have cast 5 ultimates from Pandora and 2 ultimates from Leandra as well. And that can snowball, so that can carry on as long as you keep killing enemies. Odin allows for the skill to be cast again, and Pandora allows for the skill to be cast again. So say Leandra takes out 1 enemy unit, what will happen is that it will trigger Odin's skill and it will trigger Pandora's skill, allowing for Leandra to do 2 more ultimates every time she kills an enemy. Really strong, really powerful ability. And the same is true of Pandora as well, so, or any of the units on the team, but specifically Leandra and Pandora, because they're casting their ultimates every round. Now, next team, we've got Wing Jung, and we've got Isis on the front row. We have Mavis, Althea, and Aphrodite as well. Aphrodite to get the most damage boost, because she does a lot of damage, especially against teams like Glorians and Mystifiers, who apply a lot of debuffs to your team. Every time Pandora does her ultimate, Aphrodite to do her ultimate, she will remove those stacks of buffs. We do have Althea for the Phantom synergy. You can replace Althea with Janna, but I've just found the instant revive rather than waiting around can be a lifesaver. So if your entire team gets 1 shot, Althea will bring them right back rather than having to wait until the start of round 2, or if they all go down all at once, you lose the match. So Mavis is here as your fallback, just in case everybody else on the team dies. Mavis will continue to keep coming back and back and back. We've got Wing Jung every time one of our units receives an attack. That is with Holy Shields, with Holy Shields, with normal shielding, with protection, it still procs Wing Jung's ability to increase attack and defense, I believe it is. Now we've also got Isis every time a unit dies, which is why you can replace Althea with Janna. Every time a unit dies, Isis will increase the attack and HP of the entire team, which can add for that survivability. Now, in order to protect Wing Jung and Isis for as long as possible, to let them do their thing, we do have the Flame Banner. We do have the Sphere as well to provide additional healing. As you can see, no healing on this team. And then we do have the Umbra Torch as well. Umbra Torch applies that Fortitude effect to our front 2 units, so Wing Jung and Isis as well. And that is it. That's the team basically. We do have the Fan to give Isis an additional to give Aphrodite an additional attack. And we also now move on to this final team. It is Ethereals. So it's a toss-up really between Glorians and between Ethereals. I have also tried a mix of both. So I've tried a mix of Ethereals and Glorians as well. So just having Elisha and Eudora on the team, potentially throwing Lilith in there, adding in Chang and Wu, or taking Lilith off that lineup and adding in Bahamut as well. but it does seem as though it's a bit finicky without the proof. I think as soon as I unlock the proof of Glorians, proof of Ethereals, that's when I can start to mix and match. But as it stands for now, I think this is an absolutely fine team. Now, I did mention before that I did want to pop Excalibur in here, perfectly adequate replacement. What you're looking for really is to get this Pharaoh's Sarcophagus off and to increase the crit damage done of ultimate attacks, and also to then switch. So Wukong will switch and he will then start to do his basic attacks. Now, it's nowhere near as strong as it was last season. The magma accessories from last season were really powerful and really brought out Wukong's true potential, but we don't have that this time, so it is just proccing Wukong as much as possible, especially the Gourd really does help. And then the HP increases from the Demon Bane Whip as well, as the so it's max HP, and also Sanctuary has 45% chance of not disappearing. Now, if you wanted to trade those out, you're more than welcome to, but these are the teams that I'm running at the moment. What I'll do, I'm just going to go ahead, build 5 free-to-play friendly teams, and then we'll jump straight back in. Okay, so I have built a couple of teams, more free-to-play friendly teams, only units that really you should be getting from the Oracle summons and also from the Oracle shop as well. Didn't include any of the newer units, the ones that are not readily accessible for players, and included a couple of non-DD units in there as well. But for Mystifiers, we've gone with Astrid, Talos and Dullahan as your Monarch, and your effectively keeping your team alive for as long as possible. Dullahan does a fair chunk of damage himself, as does Talos, but he's mainly there for shielding. You've got Mulan still and Gaia from the previous team, but we also include Astrid on this back row as well to apply burn and much more corrode, and also to apply stun. Now, we also have different relics, because these are much more accessible relics. We do have the Cauldron, which you can replace with Knight's Edge if you do choose to. You also have, not Knight's Edge, Death's Scythe, sorry, if you do choose to, or if you do have a copy of it. You also have Plague Bow and Knight's Edge as your final relics. Moving on to the second team, we do have Ethereals again, but we do have Dorabella and Katrina and Elwyn on this team instead of the other units that we had there. Dorabella here for a hefty chunk of damage. She does, if you have her runes, she does additional percentage-based damage to enemies when she does attack, and does a lot of follow-up attacks. And Katrina does absolutely massive damage still to this day, as long as you got her leveled up a little bit. We have Karnak for the healing, we have Elwyn for the increase in defense, and if you have her runes, it also attack. And if you have, well, you should have a copy of Elisha, at least up to 7 stars, because she is very, very invaluable in many PvE and PvP events as well. So we do have, for relics, we have the Chaos Orb. To every time we get a crit, we get some relic energy back. Very good for building up quickly towards your Excalibur. Excalibur is going to be your key relic in this particular team because it does increase crit rate, but also provides stun. And the Demon Bane Whip as well for increased HP for the team every time we cast a relic, and whenever you cast that particular relic as well. So we move on to the next one. It is a Glorians build. We do have Lily and Lee, and we have Nawi as well as our Verdiant units within this team. We also have 3 Monarchs. We have Lily and Leah, we have Lee and Audrey as well for the protection, and we have Wu Zatan in here for the steel and the damage reduction. Now we have gone with Chimere's Lantern as well as the Sylvan Shield, but what you can do is replace this with the Orpheus's Lair as well, so just something to keep in mind. And we also have the Cauldron. Now Cauldron you can replace with the Lair as well, just so that you have the full set of Glorian relics if you don't have a copy of the Cauldron. And the reason that I've used Cauldron over the Hand of Tyr is because of the next team that we're going to look at. It is the Avengers. This is a pretty standard Avengers team. We have Althea, Janna and Narissa as your phantoms for the team. We have Mavis and Aphrodite as your monarchs. So these two will not go down too easily, which is very good for Aphrodite. And every time a unit dies, we will get Nerissa to do what she needs to do and do multiple attacks. We also have Althea to bring units back right away. Again, explained that previously, but Althea is absolutely crucial. So getting her up to 7 stars is very good for the Avengers team. And then Janna as well to provide that consistency and longevity to the game. Janna only gets good around 10, but if you can survive for that long, you really do want Janna to be putting out as much as possible. So we do. We do have relics. We have the healing vase for the additional healing to play into the Grace of Hunters. We have the Blades of Chaos for Holy Shield protection, and the Hand of Tyr as well for shielding and attack increases. Old reliable, as I used to call it. Now, finally, we have a Doom's team. We do have 3 Doom Monarchs on the team. I would suggest everybody try to pick up a copy or 2 of Leviathan as much as possible. She is going to become a staple, or she already is technically a staple for Rift Odyssey, but also in PvP. I suspect that she is one of the best units within the PvP circuit. We have Dahlia to swap with Leviathan as well to provide that additional HP, and every time we increase our HP, we also get an additional attack increase from Orphelia. We have Halissa and Merlin on the team. My Halissa does have her full red runes, which means that Leviathan, Merlin and Halissa will all gain that 500% HP bonus. But not only that, she also provides a lot of increased attack and defense for the rest of the team whenever reflect stacks are applied. And guess who applies reflect stacks? It is in fact Merlin. So Merlin is here for damage, but also to increase our reflect rate as much as possible to get as many boosts and buffs as we can out of Halissa. And finally, we do have the relics for this team. I have the Claw, so I believe every time we, 2 rounds after casting 30 relic energy, every round it applies 1 stack of reflect reduction rate on all enemies. Good in the mirror. You will often find that Dooms is the last team on everybody's roster, so having that reflect reduction in the mirror really does help. You have increased reflect rate and also the stun with the whirling blade, and then famine scales as well for the healing. As you can see, we don't have too much healing on this team besides Halissa's basic attack. But that is it from me. Those are the teams that I think will be competitive for more free-to-play players, and the teams before were for more pay-to-win players as well. So let me know what you guys think down below. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's been informative, and good luck in whatever it is you are doing.